I feel like we had a whole band going there. I was slapping the bass. I don't know how much bass is in this song, right? You were playing a nice little cymbal. Brett's hitting the timpani. And Dorina's got a bongo going, which I don't know if any of those instruments are in this show. Thank you guys all for joining us for a Friday edition of Collider Live. I'm Josh Macuga, subbing in for Kristian Harloff. Thank you guys for joining us all week. We had some very interesting shows this week. A lot of energy in the room. A lot of energy out there. It's just been a very weird week for me. And I will blame it on a particular documentary that Kristian texted me about a lot last night that we can get into later. But before we do that, Dorina.
Hello.
Welcome to the show, Friday
Thank
edition.
you. Good to see you. We missed you yesterday.
I missed you guys. It was very crowded, and then Rocha and I got pulled in. John Rocha's here, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
And Brett Sheridan is here. He's fantastic.
Funny man, Brett Sheridan.
Hey, he'll be at the Chuckle Hut Riverside all weekend long, 9 p.m., 11 p.m. in the 1 a.m. show. Brett, you psyched about that 1 a.m. show?
Yeah, oh yeah. I need 10 people to get that spot, though, to come. So if you don't come, I don't get to go up.
And so I come in yesterday, and it was very crowded, and then Rocha and I get sucked into Dennis' office. We're waiting for this Cobra Kai trailer, and obviously yesterday our
we waited
show
forever.
Mm-hmm. The trailer dropped at what 12:30.
Yeah, 12:30.
Yeah, cool. And that's basically
and not even on YouTube. It was on USA Today's Twitter.
Today.
And you're like, what is happening?
First of all, I didn't know USA Today had a website. I just thought it was a paper that showed up at my doorstep at a Holiday Inn. That's what I think.
You just aged yourself, Josh.
Correct. Yes. So we got sucked in there. We didn't get to see the trailer until after I shot Fake News. We come in, we see the trailer. So we will talk about the trailer in a little bit because it was and we didn't even get to talk about it on the show yesterday. Everybody was calling our title clickbait. Yeah. It's not our fault. We didn't do it.
We waited. We checked like 4 times.
We sure did.
It was very sad.
You gotta plan ahead.
And when we were in that room, I was tweeting, hey, this is the moment my dad has disappointed me that I've been waiting for an hour just twiddling my thumbs for a Cobra Kai Season 2 trailer. And Cobra Kai responded, the good thing has come to those who have the patience of the Cobra Kai. And I was like, I just responded with, cool. Like, give
you
me
would have
a
not.
break.
You would have not passed the Cobra Kai edition, Josh.
No, and I don't know if you guys did karate. Did you guys do karate growing up or
As a
anything
kid,
like that?
yeah.
Did you?
Oh,
YMCA karate.
YMCA
only the
karate.
best.
No, I didn't move. I played video games and chess and musical instruments.
It's amazing you're not 700 pounds.
Well, now I work out. When I
Okay.
turned after I turned 30 something,
Okay.
I was like, oh crap, I can't eat pizza
All the time.
and like be skinny again.
Same thing happened to
so
me.
I had to keep working out.
You had that
So-
metabolism though your whole life.
Yeah.
So you were
like
able to
until
eat the
I was
pizza
like
up
30,
until
I was a couch potato.
Right.
Yeah.
But
and
it didn't look that
I was living the life.
Wow.
And you
Yeah.
just were just that skinny person.
Yeah.
Like Cody Hall, who is naturally
Yeah.
svelte.
Mm-hmm.
I'm jealous that he can just eat whatever. Like a Dorian, right?
Right.
Even Jack, who's like tall and lanky, whatever.
Well, they're all young.
Yeah, they were young, but still, like I was a fat kid. I was kind of like
Oh, really?
Ellis. Oh, I had husky
Can we see
jeans.
photos? I love seeing photos of fat kids.
I don't necessarily. I mean, I could pull them out.
No, my friends at
Take it easy
not
with
random fat
Dorina
kids. I meant
Jackson.
my friends
You're
as
the
fat
reasons
kids.
we have complexes.
It's so cute.
You
I
have
think
fat
it's cute.
fat photos of yourself in your phone.
Yeah, hold on. Let me pull up my fat folder. Right here. No, I mean, my brother was very skinny as a kid,
Yeah.
right? And so we would go to the JCPenney in Pittsburgh, right? And my mom would be like, go to the husky section, Josh, get your elastic jeans.
It's the worst.
And my brother's over there with Levi's with a belt. I'm like, I hate you. This is the worst.
So did you start doing sports or what?
Well, yeah, so I started swimming when I was like 8 years old, like all year round, and then the
8.
baby fat came off. Yeah, 8 or 9.
9?
And there you go. And the baby fat did come off eventually. It takes a while for that baby fat to kind of disappear, for sure.
You're like,
I
I was
get it.
15 when I started losing weight.
Okay.
Yeah, because I got beat up all the time. Like from 7 years old to 15, I was the fat kid. There it is. I got chased out of soccer practices by my bullies.
I'm
and
not
got
going to
beat
go
up.
full Kristian Harloff therapist here on you.
No, just
But
say
is that why you're so angry?
Yeah.
Welcome to Collider Counseling.
That's right. But no, I get a husky too. That was when I heard that term at 12 years old. It was heartbreaking.
Because it went like kid sizes.
You've
and
sized
have
out
kids.
of kid
What are like the
sizes.
kid sizes?
Now it's just like 3T, 4T. They don't say husky is out. They don't.
it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's I don't even know what the big kid club clothes.
Do they call kids like full figured or something?
No, I don't know.
Body
Big and
positive.
The one thing they have
plus
that's great
size
now
is
is like on the pants or whatever, they have the adjustable, so it's like an inner thing.
Like tuxedo pants.
Yeah, that pull in and stuff like that. My son's so skinny, his are all cinched up
He's a
like
little boy.
around him, and then it's like this big long string that kind of hangs out or whatever. But
yeah.
See, we should
Sweatpants.
all just be able to wear those pants that you can just take off with the Velcro.
Yeah,
Yes.
the
That'd be-
tearaways. They're the best pants. I still have a pair of my high school tearaway pants that because like at the end of the season, if you guys played high school sports, you probably remember at the end of the season you had to turn your uniforms back in or you got charged, right? Well, I when they were handing out the uniforms, I snuck an extra pair of tearaways and I kept them forever, and they still are in my parents' house, and I wear them as like my pajamas when I go home. And Amanda always says to me, quit trying to live your glory years. I'm like, they're just tearaway pants. I wear them all the time.
You're like, don't
All
shame
the
me for
time.
wearing my pregnant pants.
Yeah.
They are kind of pregnant because like one of the buttons doesn't work, so it always pops up. So I was like kind of holding up. Anyway.
Well, since we're talking about sports and
Yes.
being young kids and stuff like that, Jay was on yesterday talking about wanting to be in wrestling, going back into it, and I thought, maybe it's time for me to get back in the ring. And I had a
Good.
little photo I wanted to show you guys
Yes,
of when
please.
I was.
Old
I
Brett
don't know if it's
photos.
ready
Full
to.
garbage person? That's
There it is. Ready to get back in the ring.
This is the most serious I've ever seen
I
you.
was gonna say.
Were you like an emo
Talk
kid?
about baby fat. That was just 112 pounds of just baby fat. That
Look
was,
at that.
Okay, wait a
pretty
second.
face.
Look at that hair.
Couple questions. Yes, I was going to go hair first.
That is a prison-
Did you go and get haircuts, or was your mom like my mom and cut it in the kitchen?
No, I got haircuts, but they were from. We had this. It was Bonner's. It was a haircutting school. $5. So it was all people that are learning how to cut hair, and you got it for $5, and you feather it out a little bit.
Why did
Those
they
are pro
do that?
wings. I'm pretty sure.
Pro
Pro
wings.
Those are really cool kicks.
Yeah.
But why did kids have that hair where like you part it in the middle?
butt cut.
And why did
It was-
people think that
it was
looks
My
good?
brother had that hair. It
Did
just
he?
kind of does. It
I don't
just
know.
does it what it does, right?
Yeah, we didn't put any
Naturally,
product
yeah,
in there, and
yeah.
it just
It
kind
just
of
fell.
poofed
Yeah,
up,
yeah.
and it was nice.
Well, I had
You're like,
like
Yeah.
Latino
you should
kids
do
have,
it again.
yeah, I should go back to that one.
It's
Yeah.
like Latino kids have that bowl haircut just
Yeah.
by nature. Just
That's
by
before
nature.
I had my deep Vitos peak that I have now. Not a receding hairline.
I like
but-
to call them power alleys.
Yeah,
I call them a power alleys. They get deeper and deeper. I had my parents. My brother and I were both blonde until we were about 4 or 5, right? And I had like a mushroom top haircut, and my brother also had that. But when my brother hit like 14 or 15, he could do the butt cut, which was really cool in high school.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
part down the middle, you're kind of like a skater, like throw it down, whatever. And my hair grew out. Like I had a Jewish afro, even though I'm an Italian man.
Oh, do you have photos of that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like 3 identical strangers afro, like
One-
those guys.
Dude,
Yeah,
100%. I always wore a hat, and my hair would wing out like the lacrosse, like I had the hockey hair going, right? But as soon as I took off the hat, like if I had put the hat up and I was sweating, it just froed. It just curled and froed. It was so weird.
And I don't think I had a comb or it was a brush, but it was like the tight bristle kind of a thing.
Yes.
It was more of that kind of brush, not the. See, it was like something you'd clean your car with or something.
Man, I do not miss being a kid, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I miss not having to work, but that's it.
Yeah.
I
Did your
don't
parents
miss.
like keep your hair short? Like, have you seen Pen 15 yet?
No.
First of all, you will love Pen 15.
Okay.
It is probably the
Is it
best.
about death?
No. It's
Is it about
life,
da?
Dorina. Speaking of life, if you guys are in Seattle
about
Thursday,
death?
March 14th, you can see Ken Knapp,
nice
like myself,
segue.
Mark Ellis, Columbia City Theater, and you can also see Dorina at the Emerald City Comic Con in a
Yes.
panel with Mark Ellis, Ken Knapsack, another person I don't know, and of course not Josh.
Why
McCool.
can't you come on my
Burn.
panel?
Because I'm not in the picture.
Well-
If I'm not in the picture. I'm not on the
You
panel.
can still come. I will have
Here's the
another
thing.
photo
I'm not
made.
going to Roxy this whole thing and say, "Can I come?" Okay, I will sit in the audience and I will heckle the shit
Okay,
out of that
fair
panel.
enough. As
No,
long as you heckle, then
I'm
we're
kidding.
good.
The funny thing for me is she tweets out this panel like, "Come to see all these people." It's Mark, it's Ken. And I'm like, I'm there as well.
Well, you know why I didn't ask you because I'm closer friends with Ken and Mark,
Okay.
and they're doing this as a favor. So I didn't want.
Do I not look like the kind of guy that does favors?
I know, but I felt
Wait a
bad.
second, wait
I
a
felt
second.
bad.
No, that
I didn't
picture-
want to be like, "Hey, Josh, I like barely know you, but do you want to come on my panel?"
Barely know me. We've done like 10
I know.
shows
I
plus
know.
together.
I know. Okay, fine. I'm going to ask you to do all my panels from now on.
Done and done. And what is this panel
And if you
about?
say no, exactly, you didn't even know what
No,
it was about.
it's
You
a
were like,
wrestling
why am I
panel.
not
It's
on
about
it?
movies and music and what it like the importance.
Yeah,
of
it's just scores and soundtracks basically.
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
I've
we
got-
did it for
That's your best
Comic-Con
piece in the
last year.
Schmoedown scores.
Oh,
subject. You're a killer
Yeah.
on that.
Listen, if you guys do Vision Quest and Dazed and Confused,
you're in.
I will crush it.
Yeah.
Other
But
than
what
that,
about
Red Ryder.
scores though? See, like
Okay, I
are
know
you guys
two
good at
scores that I
scores?
love.
Which ones?
Braveheart.
Okay.
Because I still don't understand how bagpipes work. But I know that I like
But
how
they're
they
fascinating.
sound. But,
Yeah.
yes. And I love the score of Thin Red Line.
Oh, that's great.
good.
Both
Yeah.
good composers.
Yes.
Too. Hans Zimmer and
And
James
then,
Horner. Yeah.
Obviously, I
Dorina.
love my Supermans and my Star Warses and all that kind of
The
stuff. I mean, that
classics.
goes without
Yeah.
saying. But those are like my two. So we did this thing in high school. I like led the pep rallies in high school, right?
Yeah.
And my senior year was the year after Phantom Menace came out. So it was like Phantom Menace came out in '99, right?
Right. Great soundtrack.
Sure.
Really
Great
bad
soundtrack.
movie. Yeah.
So our high school rival. See, I don't mind the prequels.
I know.
But that's
I'm
me.
just being a troll.
Yeah, I like it. So our rival was called Mount Lebanon. It's where Joe Manganiello went to high school. All kinds of stuff, right? And so their colors were blue and yellow, and ours were black, red, and white. And so Darth Maul, obviously black and red, but we made him Darth Lebo. Mount Lebanon was called Lebo, right? And we dressed up my buddy like Darth Lebo, and me and my buddy came on dressed in like the Jedi robes and stuff, and beat him with like fake lightsabers.
Yeah.
And then we brought a teacher out of the crowd, and he came down and put like the last lightsaber into him, and it
Wow.
was awesome.
That sounds awesomely nerdy.
It was awesomely nerdy, but we
Yeah.
used that like whole score for like a 30-minute pep
It's
rally.
a great score,
It's
actually.
great.
It's
yeah.
really Duel of the Fates is
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
Wait,
it is cool.
Wait, Kristian, were you going to say something? And by
Yeah.
Kristian, I mean cop, so it's very confusing.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm a
Yes.
human being. No.
Did I not hear you, Cop, sir? I apologize, man.
No, that's fine. It was an awkward time on my part, too.
Oh, good.
Awkward anyway.
What do you got?
No, I was going to say, Dorina, you're great at scores, and I had a couple of scores in here that I thought you might just see how good you
Are
really
you going to quiz me?
Ooh, I like
I don't
this.
like being quizzed
Wait,
in
No,
the
it's not,
morning.
it's not quizzing. It's just I have a few like pieces from scores that I think you might actually get.
Kristian, real quick.
Yes.
I just want to wish Dorina and all the ladies out there a happy International Women's Day.
yes.
Yeah.
And as a celebration of Women's Day, Dorina's favorite things, scores and movies, one of
Yes.
your favorite things.
Yes.
Let's throw it up there, Kristian. What
All
do
right,
you
here
got?
we go.
Happy Vagina Day
Hey-oh.
in honor of Roxy. She's not here.
Here we go. Dorina, let me know what you think it is.
Okay.
It's Friday.
I knew it!
Slid it in now.
You know what? You know what? Every time you play that song, a Pokemon dies.
Oh.
They don't die, they faint. Okay, it's completely different. Also, Josh, I was really bummed that you set up the National Women's Day, and I did that joke. So I wish we would have done that. So continue with the show. I had to do it.
Cue up some Spice Girls. They're all about like girl
No.
power. That
Girl
kind of stuff.
power.
They're fine. They're cool, but
Who is your favorite? Female artist? I guess.
oh my god, there's so many. Everybody from Maria Callas's opera to like Joan Jett, like rock. There's so many. There's so many.
International Women's Day. I'll tell you a quick women's story. Right. So I'm doing my study abroad in Italy. Okay, in Rome, and I got kicked out of this one art class because it was like a 300 level, and they just let me sign up for it. They're like, "You're not ready for this." I was like, "Great." They're like, "The only class left is opera," and I was like, "Done, awesome, I love it." I loved opera. My parents used to take me to operas in Pittsburgh at like Heinz Hall and all that stuff, and so I get in the class, and it is 50 people, 49 women, and me. I'm the only guy in the class, right?
And you're
So-
like,
I've
did
dined
you
and
get
gone to
laid?
heaven.
Because if you didn't, that's very sad.
You know what? On International Women's Day, I don't want to call it getting laid. I want to say I made love during operas.
Yes.
Why?
No, I'm kidding. So I walk in, and the girls just start giggling. And my one friend, the only friend, because it was the first day of school in a new city, a new country, everything. I really didn't know that many people. I knew one girl in the class who was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "This is the only class that was left in the college." It was a very small university.
Can
right?
you sing?
I sang in like musicals and stuff.
Oh,
and
cool.
growing up, I
Can
mean,
you guys? I feel like
karaoke.
all of you guys could do karaoke, right?
I was like I was picked to be 13 soloist in like like a national or some sort of
See,
thing.
there you go.
I can't remember what the name of it was because I'm very old. But it was something. Yeah, it was like a big auditorium of singers and choruses from all over Nebraska
Oh,
and stuff
nice.
like that. And I was one of the
Nice.
13 soloists.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so for International Women's Day, what would be one of your favorite female artists?
For me, I don't know. It kind of like begins and ends with like Gladys Knight. I love that
that's a good one.
old style,
Yes.
she
She kicks ass.
Gladys Knight and the Pips, the Supremes. That's like my grew up on that Motown kind of
Motown is-
sound. Yeah, that was like my dad and mom like introduced me to those artists soon, even up to like the Pointer Sisters. I love like that kind of. That's where like Motown almost stopped for me. Was like at the Pointer
They're just
Sisters.
all those people are just so much cooler than us.
I know.
Like
I know.
I'll never be that cool.
I know.
The Motown people.
I won't
they're
either.
awesome. Yeah.
Heart is
Heart is awesome.
Heart's good.
I saw them actually. The Bengals opened for them.
No
at
way,
the,
that's
at
a
the
great
Greek.
concert.
It was really great. And Ann Wilson, who's a singer, she just came out and just rocked it.
killed
She's like this bigger woman now,
Yeah.
and she just sang exactly how she used to sing, like Barracuda. Totally kicked ass. I was
Awesome.
blown away.
Awesome.
Yeah,
What
they're
about you,
awesome.
boys?
Nancy does great soundtrack songs.
Yeah, she does.
Nancy
Yeah.
Wilson does some great
Okay.
Yeah, she
soundtracks.
did Vanilla Sky.
Yep, and also stuff on Jerry Maguire that was really great.
She do some Led Zeppelin song on singles.
Oh yeah, maybe
well,
yeah.
No, I think
No,
so.
Sheryl Crow did that. Dire Maker, right? Didn't she do Dire Maker?
She did.
Maybe.
Did she do a cover?
Yeah,
Okay.
she did a cover. Dire Maker is really fucking good. Oh, am I allowed to cut?
Yeah, that's
Jesus fucking Christ.
Not on Women's Day.
Mine would be Nina Simone, just because I love
man.
her to pieces. And if you haven't seen that doc on Netflix, do yourself a damn favor. And you got to give it up to Madonna. How can you not? That's just a woman that
She's pretty
changed
cool.
the
Yeah.
game in the '80s completely. Whether you approve of what she did, some outside of the business, her work in the studio on that mic, a lot of women were inspired by the stuff she did. So you got to give it up to
Yeah,
her.
just anybody that just doesn't give a fuck and they just,
Yeah.
Belted.
as long as they're
guys,
not
Selena.
offending anybody. Selena. Bidi
right?
bidi bum
Gloria
bum.
Estefan, why not?
Yeah.
Dude, Miami Sound Machine. What about you, Brett? You didn't.
I'm trying to think. There's she killed it at the Grammys this year. Brandy Carlisle.
Oh,
Carlisle?
yeah.
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 I
Oh
think- I
my
think-
God, that tore me apart.
I mean, we haven't really even mentioned
And
Whitney
Dolly
Houston.
Parton was at the
Yeah,
Grammys too.
Whitney.
We haven't really mentioned Whitney Houston, but if I want to dance with somebody, comes on a dance floor, and you don't dance, there's something
There's
wrong
something
with you.
wrong
I
with
mean,
it. Yeah, that's a
that's-
song.
Janis
incredible.
Joplin.
Adele.
You know who?
Grace
Adele is
Slick.
But you mentioned Maria Callas.
Yeah.
Which is so we went to see this like Maria Callas tribute in Milan, which was incredible,
I'm
right?
so jealous.
And it was like this outdoor opera concert. There's probably like 15,000 people in Milan, and our opera class got to go to it, right? Like the school sent us there. I'm there with 49 girls, and this one girl comes up to me, and this is about like the semester's 12 weeks long, 14 weeks long, and this is about 6 weeks into the class, and this girl comes up to me, she's like, did you just take this class to like pick up chicks? And I was like, no. But at this moment, it does seem like that, and I appreciate you kind of calling me out on it, because you're the only person that in 6 weeks has even said anything to me about it. Like, I was that dude. I
Props
walked
to
in,
her.
and here's the thing. I'm not some, like, I wasn't some nerdy, like,
Sure
opera.
you were.
Some, like, nerdy opera guy that walked in with, like, an ascot that was like, I prefer the first movement of Verdi's this and that. I'm like, I love Maria Callas. I mean, I'm Italian, so
Yeah,
my
yeah. You have to.
great-grandparents and
Yeah.
my grandparents
yeah.
listen to Maria Callas on loop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Did you get her number?
Did I get her number? She wasn't exactly my type, John. And by
Fair
my
enough.
type, I mean insulting me into my face.
Wait.
That's foreplay for me. All right, go ahead.
Wait, so switching gears, since we were talking about music, and people are like, why are you talking about movies? What about women in film? Whether it's every action heroes, superheroes, whatever. Because there's so many.
I've always had this amazing, like, not crush physically, just crush performance-wise on Annette Bening.
She's so rad.
I love her.
She's a badass.
I saw her. I went to the Stanley Kubrick exhibit at the LACMA a few years back.
Yes,
a great-
wasn't
that
it
was a
so
great exhibit,
great?
yeah.
I think I had to be kicked out of there
I
because
was there
just
for like
there
4
all
or 5
day.
hours. Yeah. So I'm at the bar at LACMA, and here's like a little life hack. The bar at LACMA serves Pappy Van Winkle, and if you like bourbon, you can rarely find it in places outside of whiskey bars, but the bar at LACMA serves it. So I had like 4 Pappy Van Winkles before I went into Stanley Kubrick exhibit, and I see Annette Bening, and she's sitting there just looking at it, and she's got those big eyeglasses that she wears, you know, and she's sitting by herself, and I just sat down next to her, and she's like, and she looked at me, and then she looked forward, and then she looked back at me, and she goes, "Isn't this amazing?" I go, "Yes." I had no.
You're like, I'm drunk sitting next to Annette Bening.
I had no
looking
idea
at
what we were
Stanley
even
Kubrick
looking
shit.
at.
Yeah.
Like I was like, okay, Kubrick. It was just me and Annette Bening sharing a moment, and she's like, enjoy the exhibit. I was like,
Yeah.
I will. And then I thought, you know what? I could do the creepy thing and follow her, but I just sat there and just had like one of those out of body experiences that I just sat down next to Annette Bening at a Los Angeles museum. It was pretty cool. Pretty awesome. But yeah,
Patricia
I love her.
Arquette, Ever Since True Romance.
Oh, such a good movie.
Have you seen the trailer for The Act? It's
No,
coming out
no.
on Hulu. She plays the mom. It's a true story about this woman that this mom that like basically tells everybody that her daughter is sick and allergic to everything. And it's a true story.
Is this a movie or a TV
It's going to be a TV show on Hulu. It's a limited series.
What is that
Patricia
called when they
Arquette.
keep? There's a symptom like where you keep your kids sick.
I don't know that.
Like a bubble boy?
Riley, could you Google that?
Well, you keep your kids sick on purpose.
No, that
Yes.
where
But
but
they constantly need you.
and is this the one where she did it to also get into like skip lines at Disneyland?
Oh,
There's
yeah.
that kind of a thing, and
interesting.
get grants and
a
things.
weird
Maybe I
true
should
story.
get a kid. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Skip lines at Disneyland.
I still
Sweet.
haven't recovered from that Time cover with that woman breastfeeding her 14-year-old child.
Yeah,
still,
that was
that's
a lot.
unsettling. That kind of. So it's weird the mother-son connection that goes on. Like Brightburn, that trailer came out this week.
Oh,
You're like,
man.
"Eee,
Yeah.
Oh,
what's
that
going on
looks
here?"
so fun.
Yeah.
Can we go?
No.
Do you want to go, Josh? Let's go see it together. Yeah. Come on. From your night.
Listen,
I'll get us tickets.
You have one. You have one get out of jail free card. So use it wisely.
Do you want
Okay.
to use it on Brightburn?
No, I'm going to use it for Delusion. No, because I can't tape Delusion. So one of the other mazes.
Okay.
Okay. This year. Happy Halloween to me.
Well, you talk about women in film.
Yeah, who do you got?
And going back, I mean, you have to go. I know everyone's like, "Oh, it's so powerful now," but you got to go back in time. Remember, Betty Davis was a badass woman. Joan Crawford, Barbara Stanwyck. It wasn't that women just arrived to be leads in
No.
films.
They've
People
all-
need to go back and
yeah.
study their history. Women have been powerful forces since the beginning of film. And Mary Pickford was part of United Artists, for God's sakes. So you got to go and look at these things and study your history. So they laid a great groundwork for what we see now. Absolutely.
Did
Yeah.
you watch Feud, Betty and Joan? Did any of you? Guys
Oh
watch
yeah, that was
on
great.
FX?
What great trash TV.
I do
mean,
love FX.
FX is great, but it's it's all about the making of Baby Jane, right? And how Joan Crawford and Betty Davis were basically sort of at the ends of their careers at that time. And Joan Crawford was this crazy person, and so was kind of Betty Davis. They were terrible mothers, all this kind of stuff. It was a really fascinating story, but the other flip of that side is like every studio head was just like, "Man, show me your legs, sweet tits." Like it was a lot. It was like Jack Warner. I mean, they were representing real people, and it was a very disturbing show from that angle. It's similar into Last Tycoon, which was on Amazon, which was one of the worst shows
Yeah,
you'll ever
that was
watch.
terrible.
Because Frasier, Kelsey Grammer, just plays
Great
this
show.
complete studio douche. Like it is horrendous, and it's like, okay, I get it. These guys were absolutely terrible, but you have to have one redeeming quality, just one.
Well,
And-
yeah,
and a lot of-
nobody's black and white.
no. And none of these
Even
guys
Hitler
ever
wasn't.
did. Well, that's what they tell you in acting class, which is so weird. Is they're like, you have to find the good in every character you play, even if it's Hitler. And I'm like, oh man, what am I, the waitress at Woodridge?
Yeah.
I mean, at Yard House. Shoot, it's not Woodridge. I love Woodridge. I love Woodridge. It's the other restaurant. It's Yard House. I'm sorry.
What have you done? What have you done, Josh?
I almost just.
Oh,
Woodridge
Yosh.
tweeted at me the other day. They were like,
no.
come in anytime. I'm like, I do all the time. Oh man,
You messed up, Yosh.
I did. Yosh blew
Yeah.
it.
But I'm glad you brought up old school women.
Yeah.
But at least for the women I grew up with, like I was obsessed with Ellen Ripley.
Oh yeah.
course.
I mean,
Yes,
Sigourney
Queen.
Weaver in general.
Yes, queen.
Yes, exactly. And Ghostbusters too, freaking
Oh, yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Obviously Sarah Connor. You know, there's just so many like 80s.
Jamie Lee Curtis, Neve Campbell.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
I'm
All the
blanking.
horror people.
Heather Langenkamp. Oh,
Hey, hold on. Heather Langenkamp was in an incredible show called Just the 10 of Us.
I remember that show.
It was a spin-off of Growing Pains.
That's one of the shows I used to watch too.
If you're right, I'm gonna look that up.
No, I think he's actually right.
Was she one of the
Pretty-
10?
Because
she
you
was
guys
just
know
the-
Because
that
Jamie Luner was in it. I remember Jamie Luner was one of the girls
Okay.
in that.
I mean,
'Cause that's with the fat coach, right? The fat
Yes.
coach.
I think
Love
you're right.
is a game. Talk about a great song.
Yeah, good TV theme songs. Do you guys know that my mom used to make us watch sitcoms in English, so we would learn the language.
Josh Macuga, you were right.
See, there you go.
TV. Riley, who you got back there? We haven't heard from you much today. Well, we miss you in here. It was just a little crowded, and it gets very hot, and I pit out through a blue shirt.
He doesn't care.
This is great radio.
He's
great
like,
TV.
finally, I don't have to be in there.
Finally, I can just sit here. by
Riley hates
myself.
women.
let me try to figure it out here. Hold on.
Don't tell Julie.
Brett, who do you got?
Boy.
Who are some of your favorite ladies in film or TV, whatever?
Oh, geez. I think now I'm blank. I think I had some ready, and then people said them, and now I'm just like.
Oh, you said Patricia Arquette.
Yeah, is it Patricia Arquette?
yeah.
Oh, who are we talking about? Catwoman.
Michelle
Halle
Pfeiffer.
Berry.
Michelle
How
Pfeiffer.
dare
Pfeiffer.
you?
Oh, yeah.
I do like Halle Berry.
She's
I'm a
pretty
fan,
cool, but
yeah.
Michelle
Oh,
Pfeiffer.
yeah. That's a yeah.
Pfeiffer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is I mean, I think I'm pretty straight, but
I feel like I
not
have,
with her.
I'm one of those dudes that has like a weird story about a lot of different celebrities, and it's not like name dropping. Like, so I'm at Michelle Pfeiffer's house. Like me, Michelle Pfeiffer, Ned Benning, Warren Beatty. We're hanging out with Stanley Kubrick. No, so I'm in New York, right? And it's when I was living in New York, and my mom and dad were visiting, and we were on West Broadway in Soho. So like a lot of celebrities obviously live down there, and we were coming out of this restaurant, and this woman walks by me, and I just looked right in her eyes, and I was like, oh my God, it's Michelle Pfeiffer. Like, I said that in my brain. I didn't say it out loud. I just like,
J-Mac, she's walking by. Oh my God! Hey, Catwoman!
Yeah. So she's walking by. My mom's like fumbling around in her purse. My dad's fumbling around in my mom's purse trying to find the keys to the car. And I just go, I was like, Michelle Pfeiffer just walked by. My mother just like drops her purse. She goes, no, she didn't. And I go, yeah, she did. And my dad goes, where? And I go, I think that's her. And my mom starts speed walking, like mall walking, to try and catch up to Michelle Pfeiffer. I've never seen a woman. My mother is amazing. International Women's Day. That's every day for my mother. She like power walks past her, but doesn't look back, and then gets to the intersection, crosses the intersection, hits the thing, and then acts like she's going to cross the street, and then turns around, looks at Michelle Pfeiffer, and then turns back and crosses the street, comes back, and she goes, "It was Michelle Pfeiffer."
Aww, that's actually pretty cute.
That was the cutest thing.
That's really cute.
It was adorable.
Oh my God.
Riley, do we have Riley on the mic? Coming in hot, Riley. Are you there? Traffic on the 9s with Mark Riley.
Hi, Josh Macuga. Yeah, I'm here on Barham Boulevard, and the wind is just blowing like a little bit, and it's
a
really
slight
weird.
breeze.
It's a slight breeze. People are still driving, and everything seems to be fine over here. Back to you.
Thank you, Mark. Hey, Mark, before we leave you in the helicopter there,
Yes.
any thoughts on women in film or favorite ladies in music?
I can't believe that nobody has mentioned my my very first crush,
Shit.
Carrie Fisher.
Oh.
She's
That-
the one.
we
she's-
reserved
she
it for
messed
you,
up.
you
Yes.
Yep,
douche.
she's
We
the
know
one.
you're the biggest Star Wars nerd in here.
Yeah. Well, so they say on the internet.
Chill.
She is. I cannot. $5 is $5 to see a Star Wars movie, so I'm taking that straight to Del Taco. Carrie Fisher was the one that it just got me. She got me. She was my first crush. I'd want to go to bed dreaming about her. I would like really try really hard to have a dream about her, where I was saving the rebellion with Princess Leia by my side.
Hey, champ, why don't you sit this one out?
You're
I
saving.
would easy now.
He's like, I was saving the rebellion with Carrie Fisher.
I was
in,
hoping
in
for.
bed.
I was like 13. They were talking about wet dreams in health class, and I was like, please,
Guys.
Carrie Fisher, please.
Oh, by the way,
keep this
speaking of
PG,
wet
please.
dreams,
Hello.
All right.
so have you guys seen Sex Education?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Not yet.
It's really good. Highly
yeah.
recommend. Great show.
It's fantastic.
Yes. Gillian Anderson, another awesome.
Oh.
Scully,
yeah.
the best.
I never watched an episode of X-Files, but I mean, she is great in Sex Education, and I've
And
never
Hannibal.
I never watched Hannibal.
You should. It's good.
I've heard.
It's scary for you.
Every day in TV Talk 1.0, they're like, why are you watching Hannibal?
Because it's the best show.
I get it. Stop being an internet troll.
I'll watch it with you and hold your hand.
I'm good. I get it. Like, I don't watch Lucifer. This is give me the dark stuff. Keep it. You're fine. I don't need it. I'm good.
I just saw her as Miss Havisham in The Great Expectations. There was I don't know, my wife has been on a total period piece kick lately.
Isn't
so.
that what she watches
many
all the
Keira
time? That's all she
Knightley
watches,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Your wife?
Well, I got her something to get. It was for Poldark or one of those.
Oh,
I got,
God.
I got what mystery or the
Masterpiece
Theater thing, and then it was like every fucking night was
Outlander?
Outlander. Yes, we've finished the Outlander. We did that, and then it was like Great Expectations, and then
How many Keira Knightley movies have you seen now?
Oh God,
She's in every Keira Knightley.
Yes.
That's true. It's a good
She
point.
is.
Yeah,
what was the what? Oh, now my brain is not working today.
it's all good. We don't need your brain.
Are you
we
on
just need your
Amazon
humor.
Prime?
Today, no.
Are you on
kidding.
Amazon Prime?
Amazon Prime, yeah.
If you're on Amazon Prime, sign up for BritBox. It's $6 a month. It's all British shows, and you can say, "Baby, happy birthday."
David Griffin, everybody. Let's
I'm
just
saying.
hear this studio.
My girlfriend's a massive British, so to keep her happy at night when I'm off recording, doing like I signed up for BritBox so she can just watch shows.
Man, I should
all
get
night.
that for my husband. He
Yeah.
loves all that stuff.
Damn.
Yeah.
Sign
Well,
up.
the
That's
problem
all-
is this
like,
is
he
our
watches-
one television, so it's like if she's
well, there you
watching,
go.
then
Fair
it's
enough.
like that's what we're
Fair
watching.
enough.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you don't want more, is what you're
No, I
saying.
don't think I need more.
Well, I
don't-
rescind my suggestion.
Yes, yes.
We started watching The Widow 2 nights ago or 3 nights ago, the one with Kate Beckinsale. It's interesting.
She's so hot.
In this movie,
Sorry,
though,
she's so-
in this TV show, they really I don't know if they're like makeup downing her or something.
Yeah,
I mean, she's
probably.
still crazy attractive, but
I'm sure she doesn't want to know for what I just said because she's actually a really good actress too.
yeah, she's a great actress.
yeah.
But
Pete Davidson likes her.
extremely attractive.
What?
Pete Davidson likes her.
Have you seen those?
Yeah, who wouldn't?
Have you seen those pictures?
seen
Of course.
Them making out.
Them
Yeah.
making out?
Yeah. You didn't see my tweet? I thought it was
Oh,
pretty
you
good.
didn't.
Oh, I missed it. Could you
Yeah.
read
We're all
I
that
can
guy?
read it.
Did you
yeah.
say we're all that
Actually,
guy?
can we also see? So, since soccer fans, can we look up that video
Of what?
that I sent? The Twitter video.
Oh,
that
yes,
one.
let's do it.
It's so good.
All right, so can you explain
So-
what the point of this?
Oh,
is?
my
So
God.
Man U, Manchester United. I'm a fan. Sorry for those that aren't. But
Don't
they
apologize to
beat
people for
they
being a fan
beat
of a team.
they beat PSG basically
Okay.
to go on continue on to the
Thanks
Champions
to the
League.
refs. Thanks to the refs.
Okay.
Whatever. And then this happened.
These guys were celebrating.
God.
But can you do sound?
I just wish this kept going.
Oh my God! I want to see what happened to the guy. Is he okay?
Yeah.
Do we know
I
anything?
think that's when he was celebrating celebrating the penalty
penalty
kick,
kick,
right? Yeah.
Right cross, Clyde.
He just hit him with a frying pan.
Practice safe
no.
celebrating.
Yeah. Let's.
That is definitely a red card.
Note to self. Note to self. Don't use. Don't use a frying pan when celebrating.
What,
That's-
what idiot is throwing a frying pan in a closed one-bedroom
Yeah.
apartment?
And
Makes
but
no
I love
sense.
this is clearly like an English flat or whatever because
Yeah. Oh, yeah, good
the
point.
washing machine is in the kitchen. Yeah, it's like
It's
it's
so
either a New York
good.
apartment or a London flat. It's
Anyways,
great.
I found my Kate Davidson.
Kate Davidson?
Kate
Yikes.
Beckinsale tweet. Pitting generations against each other is a major tactic used by the wealthy and powerful to divide us. We need to listen to each other. The young can learn from the experienced. The mature can learn from the adaptable. Anyway, I'm happy Kate Beckinsale and Pete Davidson are boning.
It's pretty good. Good
pretty
tag.
good tweet.
It's
Boning.
good tag. Good
Yeah,
tag.
because I am happy for them.
Sure, whatever.
Pride and Prejudice. That's what it is. Oh, God.
Got it.
I got it. I'm back, people. I'm back. All right.
It's like Will Ferrell old school.
Wait, the miniseries or what?
Yeah, it was. I think there was a miniseries.
There's also a movie
It-
with
yeah.
Keira Knightley.
Keira Knightley.
Yeah.
Yes.
Again.
But the miniseries got Colin Firth.
I thought
That's-
Colin Firth was in the movie with Keira Knightley.
No,
that was
that's
the
Matthew McFadden.
So it was the miniseries
Yeah.
I watched
Yeah.
with my wife.
Interesting.
I don't know. Colin Firth is pretty dreamy in it.
Well,
Isn't he?
yeah.
Mr. Darcy.
Again, I've said it before. These shows get her in the mood, so I don't mind. You know,
by
the
all means.
Outlander. Outlander, any of those shirtless period piece guys. You
You
know,
ever get in there and
when,
you're like, call me Poldark.
when Ross Poldark is in the mine. I mean, it's a good
Do
to go.
you show up with those shirts?
Yeah, I need
With
to
the
get
ruffle?
I need to get a puffy shirt.
Yeah.
I
Pirate
need to
shirt?
really
Yeah.
invest in one. Yeah.
Do you guys turn out the lights and just be like, now it's time for Poldark?
Yeah. Let's get this Poldark. No.
With that action narrator trailer, dude. That's his narrating
In
their
a
sex
world
life.
where everybody's name is Poldark, one man, Brett Sheridan, lives above the rest.
The Outlander wedding episode. I'm like, do you want to watch that tonight again? Or, no, that one really does the trick.
Speaking of doing the trick, that's called a transition in the industry. Apparently, Ronda Rousey's doing some tricks there on the internet.
Yeah.
Hey, Rocha, why don't you take the garbage and run with it?
Yeah, let's say. Well, I'm not going to say it's garbage. Let's play that. Let's play it. Nice try there, Josh. Let's play this clip. This is Ronda Rousey on her blog. She's talking about the wrestling fans.
Is it a blog?
So
Yeah, she's a
tonight
vlog.
You were giving a promo, and
It wasn't a promo. They gave me other things to say. I didn't fucking say it.
Oh,
International
she's an
Women's Day.
intense person.
That's the thing. It's not a fucking promo. It's not an act. I'm not going out there and doing their fucking act anymore. They can say it's part of the act to kind of try to save face to everybody else, but it's not an act. I'm going out there. I'm doing whatever the hell I want, and they can explain it away however they want. But fuck them.
Okay. I love how that dude in the background
Everybody,
just
WWE
combing
Universe
hair.
included. I meant that I'm going to disrespect the sport that they all love so much. Oh, don't break kayfabe, Ronda. Wrestling's it's scripted. It's made up. It's not real. None of those bitches can fucking touch me. The end.
The end.
Yes.
Okay, so that was
Wrestling's
that was acted.
Yeah, and here's the thing, and
Obviously.
that's what a lot of people are
It's very
upset about.
obvious.
Wrestling fans. Oh, there it is.
Oh, there it is.
Let's
Jesus,
do
we're
that
back.
promo there.
Jesus.
But a lot of
This
fans,
is not fake.
A lot of fans are upset about it because they're like, "Why is she doing this? She's breaking kayfabe." All this kind of jazz.
Can you explain to the casual listener what the F kayfabe is?
Oh yeah, it's when you're playing the character, and so when you break it to say like, "Oh, this is actually who I really am," do you know what I'm saying? That's like, and, Kristian does it with the Schmoedown. All characters versus who they really are. But with this is a big deal because they had pushed her as a face, which is a good person the whole time for a long. But the fans have been turning on her more and more because they don't buy her as a face. They don't like her. They like this Becky Lynch character more than man. And so then eventually. She blew a gasket on Monday night on Raw and said like, no, I'm tired. The fans booed me. LA fans booed me. Screw you guys. Screw the Woo, which is Charlotte Flair, Ric Flair's daughter, and screw the man. And she beat them both up, and then did a promo before then saying all this is bullshit, and then this is just a continuation of that. But the whole vlog, she's like happy having cheesesteaks in Philly, like doing this whole thing, and all of a sudden she gets serious. So it's making fans a little upset, but. I think this is an interesting tack to take because they're trying to turn her into a full heel, which is a bad person in this situation, but it could blow up in her face because fans already don't like her, and there's a way to do a heel thing correctly, and there's a way not to do a heel thing correctly. This could blow up in her face, and fans going like, she's spitting on the business, which is why fans have turned on her. They don't think she's really dedicated to the business, and so we'll see.
Or do you think if it's part of the script or whatever, right?
I think it is.
Yeah. So you do
because these women could sue her if she really beats them up in the ring.
I was just going to say.
No, I agree. But I'm just saying that if that's the case, then I mean maybe it's a little too over the top. You think?
Yeah.
For what's going on, right?
Possibly, but the lines have been blurring for quite some time, so it's an interesting new approach. If you want to make it new and topical, you got to do a new way into.
I just don't know how somebody can be so angry when their hair is getting done in makeup. Like when I'm getting my hair and makeup on set, I mean I feel like
incredible.
A princess.
Yeah. It's the best.
Even if you get the bowl cut.
Oh yeah.
The Floby. Yeah. I just you kind of made my point for me, Ro, because like if she goes out there in the ring, because I would like to talk to Becky Lynch and see if she actually hurt Becky Lynch. Like if there was, because that's her name, right? Becky Lynch.
Yeah, well, her real name is Rebecca Quinn, but yes, Becky Lynch is her character's name.
Okay, Rebecca
the
Quinn.
Man. Rebecca Quinn, yeah.
Quinn, but they call her Becky Lynch, but they call her the Man.
Yeah, that's her name. She called herself the Man. She's like, typically, whenever anyone's at the top of the game, they're called the Man.
Okay, got it. And then Ronda Rousey went out there and like supposedly Kristian said he didn't look like she was pulling punches.
Yeah, some of those shots look real like she's sitting
that was
open areas of her body.
Okay, so. And then did Becky Lynch come out and be like, "Hey, Ronda actually hit me"? Like, is that a
no?
thing?
She hasn't said anything.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the flip side of things. They could sue her and everything, right? And she'd like, "You're not supposed to hit" and everything. I mean, I've seen guys bleeding in wrestling before. I mean, I've seen pictures, whatever. I'm not. Anyway.
Yeah.
If she does go, I mean, she does say what I say all the time, and why Mark and I don't watch wrestling. And I understand Kristian's angle, though you have to watch it like a TV show. I have a lot of other TV shows I watch that I like that are scripted and yada yada yada. Sure. This one, she can be acting all she wants. I get that she's like wrestling is fake, it's scripted. I'm going heel. I go this whole thing. But does it on the flip side if like Ric Flair's daughter or Charlotte or Becky Lynch and they come out and they're like she actually hit me and I'm hurt? Doesn't that make them look weak and doesn't that kind of take the air out of the situation?
Which is why they're not going to say that. And Becky's an Irish girl. She actually literally got her nose broken in the ring by Nia Jax by an accidental punch that Nia didn't pull. She's The Rock's, I think, niece or cousin, and she really legitimately broke her nose, and she is bleeding profusely from her mouth. Yeah, some of the wrestling, they blade themselves. They have razor blades in their wrists or in their mouths. Yeah. So they do that on purpose. But sometimes, to the look of it all, but sometimes they actually legit. And so, like, that's the thing. So Becky's tough as nails. Charlotte's tough as nails. Neither one was going to say anything if it really happens. But she has hurt people. There are rumors that she gave Alexa a concussion when they wrestled, which is why Alexa's had trouble coming back. Wow. So she, that's what happens when you go pro wrestling with people who are from other areas and have been training for years.
See, like whatever you may think of wrestling, because you're right. I just lost interest like a long time ago. I used to watch it when I was a kid. Yeah. But those people are still badasses.
Yeah, they're incredible athletes.
Listen, I'm not taking anything away from the athleticism at all. I've never have. What they do in the ring.
That's how I feel about baseball.
All the injuries. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Yes.
How I feel. There, Dorina.
What?
Wrestling's one thing. Baseball's another.
Oh, really?
Don't touch the greatest sport of all time.
Oh, really?
It's how I feel about a lot of of sports. It's how I feel about a lot of different things. Like I can see the athleticism. It's just not for me, right? I get the skill that it takes to be a wrestler. Bouncing around, not hurting yourself. Those guys are all in wheelchairs. You go to those things. I mean, the wrestler is a real life depiction of a fake person. Right? Yeah. This kind of thing, like for Ronda Rousey, I guarantee you that she is getting frustrated because she comes from an arena where she can actually beat people up. And she's getting tired of getting booed. She's getting tired because she wants to actually beat these people up and show that she is the better. Like she could kick the shit out of any of these girls.
Well, and that's the problem. The reason is the people, and this is you look at Ronda's track record.
Hell, she could probably beat up a lot of the dudes.
Oh, of course she can. The track record with Ronda though is like, she can be a bit unstable when she's lost matches. She's like disappeared into the woods by herself for like a week when she lost to Holly Holm. She was with just like stacks of toilet paper by herself.
Yeah, she did
in the
not
woods.
take the Holly Holm loss well
Exactly.
at all.
She was suicidal after the loss.
A lot of that also is getting hit in the head a lot too.
Possibly.
I mean, the concussion situation is a real deal.
Well, that's why I think this angle is dangerous. And why I think Kristian want to talk about it because like this is if she goes like she snaps in a moment, anything could happen. Lesnar legitimately almost knocked out Braun Strowman in a match a few months ago when Strowman hit
Those
Lesnar.
are real people?
Yeah,
Braun
Strowman is like 6'8",
That's
400.
a pretty good name of a
Is he
team.
related to
Abe Strowman? Abe Strowman?
The sausage king of Chicago. But this guy's huge. Strowman is massive. He hit Lesnar too hard in the face with a knee. Lesnar got up and cocked him in the face, and you see Strowman go, like legitimately scared that this guy could kill him in a moment.
100%.
And so that's why it's dangerous with Ronda. So we'll see if this works. But yes, the frustration, because she's getting owned on social media by Becky Lynch all over the place. And I think the frustration's building, and they're just using it to push the match.
I get all this stuff, and if you watch the Schmoedown, people yell at each other. It's a thing. Sure. We get into a ring and we answer questions, okay? And you can go see us answer questions on March 23rd at 2 p.m.
Oh, wow.
It's the free-for-all. It's in downtown Los Angeles, March 23rd. All of your favorite competitors, except for myself, will be there. You can use the code 50FANS for a discount on your tickets. There are still a lot of tickets available. We can fill up a whole gallery. We can fit a ton of people in there. We will not turn anybody away at this show. This place is going to be mayhem. I am super bummed. I usually miss the live events because Kristian always schedules them when I'm out of town. I have no idea why. And unfortunately, I will not be there at the free-for-all to lose after like 2 rounds of battling. But I will be in Seattle this week, March 14th on a Thursday.
We're going to party.
We are going to get rowdy. And also, you guys can get Chicago. There are still a few tickets available from what I understand. You guys can see Mark Ellis record his hour special on Friday night at Reggie's Rock Club. You can see the Top 10 show with John and Matt, also at Reggie's Rock Show that week.
Thursday night, ReggiesLive.com, 2 shows, 6:30, 9:30.
There you go. And then the Schmoedown, the Star Wars Schmoedown, all during Star Wars Celebration. We will be all over Chicago. You guys can get to there April the 13th, Saturday. It's going to be, that whole weekend in Chicago is going to be absolute mayhem. I will be in between watching the Masters and going to see all of you guys. So thank you guys always for being fans of the Schmoedown. Again, March 23rd. You get there. It's here in Los Angeles. Let's see those people come out. Bring your signs. Bring your lights. Bring your yelling. You can yell Wildberries even if I'm not there because I believe Elliot Dewberry will be there. I hope. Do we know?
I don't know.
He doesn't answer a lot of emails. He's a very reclusive dude, a la Ronda Rousey after she lost to Holly Holm. He didn't go out into the woods with just toilet paper, but he's an interesting cat that just seems to go off the radar sometimes, and I appreciate that about him. He's a great guy. This is Collider Live. We have like 15 minutes left in the show.
Are we going to talk about clickbait?
We are we talking about clickbait?
No, Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai.
I was just gonna go there, but thank you, Dorina. Before we do that, real quick, Kristian has watched an hour and 45 minutes of the Michael Jackson documentary. There was The Daily today. I don't know if you guys listened to that podcast.
That was a rough listen today.
The Daily from New York Times is a very interesting podcast, and it's daily, obviously, and it's 30 minutes. And today they interviewed a guy with Culture that watched the documentary series from New York Times. Yeah, very, very interesting guy. guy, and he had the same kind of experience that I did, who was a giant Michael Jackson fan, and watching this documentary was extremely difficult. It's ruined my whole week. Like I have not
That's why
slept.
I haven't watched it.
Yeah.
I'm sick. I'm sickened by it. And there are a lot of people out there on Twitter that have attacked me and like, here are the facts against these guys. And you can believe what you want. I'm not going to fight anybody on the situation, but I will say this: on Monday, I think Kristian will have finished by then, so we're going to talk a little bit more about that Michael Jackson documentary then. Listen, it creates vitriol on both sides. I just implore you, if you are a Michael Jackson fan and you have not watched this, because I've watched everything that you have sent me and I've read everything that you've sent me. But if you watch this documentary, I just think these stories are too involved and too similar to be false.
The rings thing.
The rings thing was
I have
brutal.
a question.
Yeah.
So, when it comes to these artists, right, that we all grew up with loving and that were very talented people, some are still alive. A lot of these people are problematic.
Yes.
Right. So.
Same with athletes.
So I don't blame people. Exactly. Yes. Thank you. And so I don't blame people for whether they want to keep listening to this music or not, right? Like that's people's choice. It's kind of like I still go see Morrissey in concert, and he's not, he didn't do what Michael Jackson did, but he's not like a great person, So I mean, where is the limit, right? Like
I think this
like
is the limit.
But no, but that's so everybody has their limit. I understand, but it's like So you're just like what are you gonna do if Michael Jackson is on like the TV? You're just gonna walk out of a bar,
If it's on at a bar,
Yeah.
I'll gladly pay my tab and leave.
Really?
Yep.
So and is that the only person? Because there's a lot. I mean, what if somebody's singing R. Kelly and karaoke, right?
done.
You know what I mean?
I'm
Like there's
done.
So, but that's a
Jam is
lot.
forever
That's a
ruined.
lot of
Yep.
entertainment.
Well, here's the thing. Right now, I don't know a lot about a lot of other people. What I do know is that Michael Jackson sexually abused 2 men that have come forward,
Right.
and probably more. And how vivid this documentary is, I can gladly say I will never listen to the man's music again. And this is coming from somebody who every single like mix CD or mixtape I ever made had a Michael Jackson song on. I memorized the guy's dance moves. I was obsessed with them.
And do you think that's why it's so painful because you were such a big fan compared to other artists that also
Yes.
are on the news about
But I
other
also
horrible
listened
things?
to the remix to Ignition a billion times. I love that song. Okay, but
a good
R.
song.
Kelly is not Michael Jackson. R. Kelly is still a sexual predator and a sexual deviant, and deserves to be in prison, and he's still alive. Okay, and there's video evidence of R. Kelly, and he's still somehow living outside of a prison. For me, the Michael Jackson thing, he is quintessentially the biggest influence in music in the last 50 years,
God, yeah.
without a doubt.
After the Beatles, it was him.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And you're telling me that a man that was that genius to create that sound and to like build an entire wealth and empire and fortune and all that kind of stuff was not smart enough to, basically convince these boys that what they were doing was out of love, and that if they went anywhere else, that the stories are too similar. And the after thing with Oprah is it hits close to home, and everybody that watches it, I don't. If you don't believe the guys, then you aren't seeing what 99% of people that are watching are seeing.
But that's also another point, right? Like you're saying that if there's this person that was beloved,
Yeah.
right? And there's different levels of bad things that people do, right? So we talked about this, I think, a couple weeks ago, where it's like when
with
some
the Bryan Singer thing?
Yeah, well, no, I mean, I forget the Jussie Smollett. Like, there's a bunch
yeah.
of stuff. Like, are we just, people do horrible things. Are we outing all these people, or are we trying to help them and deal with mental health? Right? Like, there's these things of like just completely rejecting someone or trying to like figure out how to
Dorina,
how to help avoid this in the future. Right?
I get that, and I think a lot of this is helping that. At least
Right.
I hope so, because I grew up Catholic, and the Catholic priests and all that
Me
kind
too.
of situation
Yeah.
is crazy, right?
Yeah.
And I think the point of this was to help children, because these kids were 7, 8 years old.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how old they were. It's horrible.
That's the thing, and the Pope's even come out recently saying like we're going to make all these changes. Blah,
Well, they've been
blah,
saying
but
that
they
for a
haven't.
while.
Right, and that's the thing, and because there's no punishment for these people
No.
other than being defrocked. They don't
Yeah.
go to jail. They don't get executed.
Nope.
They don't get anything.
They moved them to other
other
churches.
churches so they can prey on other new
Jesus.
churches. Yeah, all those priests, in my opinion, should be executed for doing that. People think, oh, he should kill another person. You can kill someone without physically killing them by assaulting them as a young child over and over again. You can kill them from the inside
You
out.
ruined these boys' lives.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
you see it on stage. This is going to sound. you can't be that good of an actor to pull this off for this long. Like what these guys are doing.
Watch it.
And here's the thing
don't
too.
tweet at Josh or anybody else who's if you haven't even watched the documentary. Screw you if you're doing that.
Yeah,
shit.
if you haven't watched it, the thing for me is that the stories are so similar and how they describe their situation. And here's the thing: there are 2 guys that have come out. The other 2 guys that came and went to court were totally destroyed.
Yeah.
And those were 2 others. So that's 4 people plus the maids, the people that saw it around, the people that testified. Maybe he didn't do it to everybody, but also he molded these boys. They are very impressionable boys, and shame on the parents. Just shame on the parents. Really, it's like when you watch that Abducted in Plain Sight is a very disturbing documentary. Those parents are total morons. Okay, these parents were totally fooled by a genius predator. I'm telling you, Michael Jackson was a genius predator.
I don't know if he was a genius. I think he had a lot of problems, but
He was a genius predator. Watch this. I'm telling you.
No, I mean,
watch the documentary.
I will at some point. I just think that there's, like I said, there's different levels, and like there's people that are still fans of Chris Brown. There's people that are still fans of all of these people that have done horrible things. Like I love the Beatles, and John Lennon probably had like a good relationship with Yoko later, but he used to beat up his wife. You know what I mean? So like, there's a lot of issues that humans have, and this is a really bad one.
Yep.
But I think we also should talk about how to avoid this in the future,
And,
right?
and
how
the
to,
fact
how
that
to help people.
that he's dead, there's no like rehabilitation. There's no like him
Right.
doing any. He can't make it better, I guess. If
Here's
he's
the thing.
I
Well, his
honestly
family
feel
won't
bad
even
for
take-
his family.
They won't even
Yeah.
take responsibility.
Yeah.
They
Well,
defend
yeah.
it and want to sue everybody who says
But
it.
it's also got to suck to be like his kids, though, right?
Yeah.
Like
terrible.
Well,
That-
Paris
and-
came out. Paris came out and was already making comments about it a couple days ago.
Oh,
so
really?
yeah, people are commenting.
It's
on
tough.
the
It's a
family,
it's a tough situation.
But I think what Dorina says is interesting. It's all personal. Like,
Yeah.
what's your personal limit for any artist you
Exactly.
come in contact with? Blah blah blah. A lot of Latino artists we love going back in time. There's some pretty
course.
terrible people to people.
You're right.
From
There
that time.
there is.
It's your own personal thing.
Yeah.
Mental health is extremely, and it's more and more conscious every day. I mean, look at what happened with Brody Stevens. One of the nicest, most beautiful men you'd ever meet. Positivity, all that kind of stuff. He ended up taking his own life, and mental health is a real thing. But if you take the kids away from Michael Jackson, then you work on his mental health. You don't give him access to kids.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's you don't give crazy people
And that's-
access to guns.
And that's what I hope we're changing nowadays.
We're
right?
trying.
Well,
Yeah.
hopefully.
We're trying.
But anyways, it's Friday.
It is Friday. Sorry, I went down on that
Yes, you
another
didn't do it.
serious wormhole path, and I'm sure Kristian's going to want to talk about when he comes back. I've just been so passionate about it all week because I haven't been obsessed with it. I've just been so intrigued by how emotionally destructive it was to me as a person to watch this kind of a thing. And I watched all the R. Kelly documentary. It's absolutely sickening. It's a shame that we aren't brought to light on a lot more of this kind of stuff. It's because people hide. People are scared. These guys were in love with Michael Jackson. They talk about the Oprah thing. We still love him.
Yeah.
We are very sad to be here telling the story because we still feel for Michael Jackson. Like there are points when they feel like they're disappointing Michael Jackson. Do you know how mentally effed that man is? What he did to those kids? Yeah. He did to those men. Anyway, we're going to end on something positive. We're going to try. Thank you, Cosplay. Thank you.
So Cobra Kai.
Yes.
Cobra Kai.
So
Did you guys see
Cobra
the trailer?
Kai, I did. I watched it like 3 times.
Me too.
I love
So excited.
Okay. I love this show.
Me too.
I love this
the best
show. I don't think we have to play the trailer, Copster. It's fine. Everybody has kind of
Alex,
seen
don't
it.
play the fucking trailer.
It's
Yeah,
fine.
don't play the trailer.
Oh, sorry,
Pika
Pikachu.
Pika.
For me, I think that Cobra Kai was the biggest surprise in TV last year.
I agree. I agree. Especially for being on YouTube. I
Right?
was so excited. Yeah.
And the YouTube series, recently they came out with the show Wayne, which I really liked on YouTube. They came out with a show called Champaign, Illinois with Adam Pally and Sam Richardson. It was really funny.
They're bringing some good YouTube originals.
Really bringing some good YouTube originals. I think when they changed the name from YouTube Red to YouTube Premium, they got better.
Yeah.
Like, it got better. But Cobra Kai last year, as a guy who I've seen, we've all seen all of the Karate Kids. I even watched the Jaden Smith one and the Hilary Swank one. And I hope Hilary Swank or Jaden Smith makes an appearance. And I really do. Yeah. As much as people were like, that's terrible, they were still fun movies. I don't know. I enjoyed them.
Jaden's a new canon, but certainly Hillary's within the original canon that they're using.
Do you think Elizabeth Shue would come back?
That's what we talked about yesterday.
That's been the rumor that she's going to come back.
You can see John and I's trailer reaction up on Collider right now. We waited around and finally got it done. But I said to her, we said the glaring omission from this trailer is Elizabeth Shue.
Yeah. And because maybe it's a surprise.
Maybe it's a surprise, or maybe she just doesn't come. Brett, did you see it?
I haven't. I still have to watch. I didn't watch this because I would have got to watch. And it's one of those things that's like just talking about it now. I went, oh shit, that's right. I got to watch this.
Yeah. It's one of those shows because it's on YouTube. It kind of slipped under your radar a little bit.
Yes, exactly.
But it like captured. Excuse me. It captured our generation, maybe from like age 27, 28 to like 55. My dad was like, hey, how do I get a YouTube Premium thing? I want to watch this Karate Kid show. And I was like, all right, I'll set you up. And he was like, how fun was that? That Billy Zabka's still awesome. I was like, I know. He was great.
Amazing.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
I'll just tell my wife it's a period piece.
It's a British karate show.
Yeah, it's a British. Oh, no, they went a whole different direction with this one. Don't worry about it.
So good. What did you think?
I loved it. No, I'm super excited for this. I think I was talking about it yesterday that other than Ash vs. Evil Dead, it's been my favorite reboot. Of anything because they just did it so well. They played to the nostalgia in the best way possible. Where they go to flashbacks. I think I was saying that Johnny is basically telling his side of the story, right?
Yeah.
Because we just saw him as this bully in the first movie, and he's still a super messed up man.
Yeah.
But in this case, you totally sympathize with him, and you're rooting for both him and Daniel. You know.
Yeah.
So that's they did such a good job of the show of like
both likable.
Exactly, and you're excited because you like them both and you want them both to win. So I'm curious as to what's going to happen in season 2, but I'm really hoping that they play Peter Cetera's "Glory of Love."
Oh, for sure.
At some point.
The lack of Peter Cetera in season 1 was heartbreaking.
Yes.
As a man who lived for that song. I mean, love that song.
We got to karaoke that song.
Yeah, that's
soon.
a good one.
I'm gonna do a Collider karaoke.
Oh, set it up.
In the trailer, it's a slow version of "Cruel Summer," which is in the original first movie. So that's smart.
Yeah. Did
Bananarama?
Is there like, because I've never heard an interview with Billy Zabka, and I would really like to know this answer. No, I've never heard an interview with him where they've asked him, did the writers or did you ever talk about that online video that went viral that Daniel is the real bully in Karate Kid? Because that was a super popular
Well, didn't
internet
that
video.
come from How I Met Your Mother? Like Barney Stinson, Neil Patrick Harris's character, I think, says that. I don't know if that was before or after the video.
I'm not sure either.
I think the creators have said that was the impetus for creating this series.
Okay.
That video like motivated one of them to kind of like think about what would happen if you looked at LaRusso as being the villain in the piece. And then they still made it work because, like you said, Dorina, you follow them both. You cheer and also cheer against both of them through the series. So that might have been they mentioned them as a motivation.
Also, that's my favorite Halloween costume ever.
The skeleton?
No, well, that one, but the shower.
Shower, right.
Whenever anybody
great.
shows up to a party like that, it's great. Yeah.
My buddy did that one year, and we were walking on Santa Monica Boulevard. So if you guys ever come to West Hollywood or Hollywood, the Halloween parade in West Hollywood is incredible. It's so fun. Yeah. It's super, super fun. It's absolute pandemonium. And he was the shower. And after like the first 5 steps, like 9 people asked to take a picture with him, and I was just like, dude, I'm gonna go. I want to get to a bar. I can't hang out with you anymore.
It's like cosplaying at Comic-Con where you're screwed. You're not going to see anything because people are going to be taking photos of you. So.
And that's the funny thing about the cosplay and all that kind of stuff is like I was thinking maybe one year I would dress up as something, and then I got to my first Comic-Con and everybody's like, "Hey, can I take a picture? Can I take a picture?" And I was like, "Nah, I can't do this."
I never did it again.
Yeah. What were your cosplays?
I did Wonder Woman and I think Leia. Yeah, I did a few, but never again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brett, would
Just
you
for Halloween.
cosplay?
I would, yeah. I think I was gonna cosplay of a really obscure one. I was trying to do. It was the doctor in Twin Peaks that has the different color, like the ascot or whatever.
Yes.
And my wife's like, nobody would get that. I'm like, yeah, that's the point. It's so weird.
No, I love stuff like that. I do want to do because I did Joaquin Phoenix's Joker for Halloween last year.
I saw that. It's good.
So
Good
I might want to do that for Comic-Con or something.
I like that.
We'll see.
Brett, do you and your family do the family costumes?
Halloween is big. That's one of our big ones, and
Nice.
we have a it's even on my phone. It's like my screensaver.
Okay.
But, we did all ghouls one year,
Nice.
but then my daughter always throws it off. She's it's like we try to do a group thing, and then she's like, I'm gonna be a princess. I'm like, no, come on, we're doing Peter Pan. We can't. So
You were just in New Orleans for Mardi Gras. I've been in New Orleans for Halloween. That's like the second best day in New Orleans.
Oh, that
was
sounds great.
super fun.
Maybe that's when I should
And the
go.
next day, my brother got married, so we were in Halloween. Like we were in New Orleans, and his rehearsal dinner was overlooking the Halloween parade. It was pandemonium. And then we partied in New Orleans all night. And I remember at like 2 a.m., my mom grabbed me by the collar, and she's like, "If you end up in jail and ruin this wedding, I will kill you." And that's when I was like, boys, I should maybe hit the hay. And then I got in a lot more trouble till about 5 a.m. But still, Halloween in New Orleans, incredible.
Oh, that's
Okay,
good.
I'll have to go.
like if when we ever have kids, man and I would like to do the family costumes. I love that
It's
kind of
great.
But do creepy ones. Those are my favorite.
Oh,
Like my friend dresses
We're not a
up
creepy
their
family.
Do it. My friend
No.
dresses up their kid as Chucky, and it's the best.
stuff. That's actually pretty funny.
Yeah.
What about you, John? Cosplay guy? Would you ever cosplay?
No. I have moments where I go, and then I go, nah.
You don't dress up for Halloween?
Halloween, no. Rarely do I dress up
Really?
nowadays. I mean, I usually dress up as Elvis for Halloween.
Can we do, if this show lasts long, can we do Halloween costumes?
like a competition?
Yeah. No, like for
Sure,
Halloween
we'll have
Day.
Christian dressed up as the Predator. It's fine. He
Well,
won't
I
have
tried that
costume.
one time, Dorina. It didn't work well. We tried having a Halloween contest. It was a big thing. I was producing the show at the time, and
Oh,
it all fell
yeah.
apart. Everyone gave up. I worked so hard. I paid so much money. I didn't even get anything back.
But why a contest? Just come dress up as whatever you want.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't have to be a contest. You can dress up as Pikachu, whatever you want.
Cobster.
Hey,
I just sent you a pic of a couple side by side of us for Halloween. If you can do a costume.
I don't. It's on my phone.
Kristian or Reilly. Would you guys cosplay? Because I don't. I mean, I know Cobster. It's kind of tough for you at Comic-Con with all the production work that you're doing.
Oh, you mean me doing all of the work?
Yes, exactly.
Okay,
yeah. But would you cosplay? Would you do that?
No.
Okay.
Halloween's my favorite holiday, but I
Yes.
don't dress up.
Okay.
No.
All
right.
I'll wear all
He
black.
likes to watch his movies and be creepy. I dig
Yeah,
it.
I
What
like
about-
I like seeing. This is gonna sound creepy. I like seeing other people dress up, and I like the spirit. I people
From the
watch.
window
Yeah.
in bed.
Not in a
peer
creepy
out.
way though, in a respectful. Hey, I like your costume.
Yes.
Riley, how about you?
Riley, would you cosplay, Riley?
I would never cosplay.
Okay.
Oh.
It's not
I
Riley's
don't-
thing.
I love dressing up for Halloween, but that's a one-year
But once
thing.
you grow your hair and nails, you're gonna be Wolverine.
Yes.
Of course.
Or Beast. One
Yeah.
of the two.
No, I'm going to do that for my audition for Kevin Feige.
The sad
They
thing is
need a new Wolverine, so I got it.
my son's 12 now, and so now it's gonna be like he's gonna want to go with the friends.
Yeah.
Like our friend's daughter did something without us this year, and it was like kind of like, oh, I
I'm
guess
showing your
we're
pic
not
up to the
doing
webcam, Brad.
Yeah. He's showing your pic to the webcam.
Oh, to the
Nice.
webcam.
I see it there.
Before we get out of here, because it is 11 o'clock, our show on Friday. Thank you guys always for tuning in to Collider Live. Subscribe to the channel, subscribe to Collider Video. We do a bunch of clip outs, so there'll be some fun stuff for you guys to check out again. March 23rd, the Schmoedown free for all here in Los Angeles. Use the code 50fans. Schmoedownlive.com, Riley, is the correct website, correct? It's not on here. I think it's Schmoedown Live, right? Schmoedownlive.com, Schmoedownlive.com. And also, if you are in the Seattle area this week, Thursday, March 14th, 9 p.m., Columbia City Theater, Mark Ellis, myself, Ken Knapsack, and Dorina's panel at the Emerald City Comic Con.
At 4 p.m.,
4 p.m.
same day.
4
So
p.m.
we
same
will
day,
be pre-drinking and post-drinking.
Absolutely. There's nothing quite like pre and post drinking.
Because it's Friday.
I'm Josh Macuga. Thanks to Kristian Ruvalcaba in the booth, as well as Mark Riley for
thanks,
producing
guys.
this
Thank
guy.
you,
Thank
guys.
you, Alex Marzoña, for always putting on a hell of a show, for all those time codes, and for all you guys do. To Dorina, to Brett, to John Rocha, myself, Josh Macuga. Thank you guys so much for an amazing week of Collider Live. We really appreciate it. You guys go out there, have a good weekend. If you guys are Jeopardy fans, you know Alex Trebek's going through something right now, so wish him the best of luck on Twitter, Instagram, wherever you do your social mediaing. Love somebody, hug somebody, be kind. That's what this world's all about. We love you guys. Collider Live.
We did.
Sorry about that, guys. I kind of fucked that up. Have a good day.